everybody and welcome. This is DK and today we're taking a look at Scum and we are trying to see. We'll just head back for a moment and set the overall sound down a little so we can hear ourselves. There we go. Apply, back, and single player. This is my multiplayer. I play it with the husband. We're creating a new one. And we're doing a totally basic vanilla setting. Intellect is how fast we learn things. So we will want to set down the others a little. Those we can train up. And I want the intellect to get a little higher. We want to be a female. We can set the type of who we want to be. And boob size. Next one's up. Skin tone, complexity, age. Let's set it to my age. Hairstyle. There's lots of different hairstyles. And eye color. There we go. And next. Now is how we're going to do the skill points here. The strength is the normal. We're going to take brawling basic. Let's do halfway through basic with brawling. The same with melee. And archery, we're just gonna do the same. Running and endurance, we want the endurance up. Then we can always up the running. Dexterity, from what I learned, thievery is the one we want up because the others we can learn. This one is fairly okay, easy to. This one is and the others are coming automatically. Then we have intelligence. I would like awareness to be up, and I would like camouflage and survival and medical. Let's take survival down a notch. One moment. What the crap is happening? There we go. My computer just had a fart. Let's take medical up. Because medical is depending on how much we need when we are going to use our bandages and such. The reason why I'm putting intelligence above the others is because intelligence you can only upgrade by the BCU chips, and those are in the bunkers, and I have not yet reached where I'm going into bunkers and such. Normally I play on a PvE server and there's no actually mechs or anything on it. So let's see. That's our criminal record. Let's spawn on the island. Do you want new player protection? No, we're playing single player, so we do not need that. So let's head into it. It takes a little time to load in now. And we will take the first few tutorial things and then we will just go freestyling. We're not going into all the details of the tutorial and such. And we are trying to just survive, maybe build some base at some point to store the goodies and see how we're gonna do it. I'm not gonna do the cheat codes. You can spawn in a lot of items when you're not playing a server. So, and we're not gonna do that. Okay, where are we landing here? Let's see. We are all the way over here by the trader, so we want to go near a city. Hopefully. Let's go for this little one. The big one we can always go into, but we will need there we go. We will need to craft some items when we reach the ground because we do not have anything on us. And we can always head over to the other city. We landed in quite okay area.
Secure communication established. Welcome to the Scum Island. I am an AI created by Tech One Corporation. My full designation is Dual Energetic Entity Neural Appliance version 2.0.
Let her
My
talk.
intellect excels, but the creators think I am best used as a tutorial, protocol overseer, and body performance analyst. I will now provide basic movement tips.
Good. We want to go in to this one. Take tasks, crafting task. We have the stone knight.
Secure communication established. Excellent. The right side of the interface is your items crafting panel. It has, here you can see every component needed for crafting. The instructions were followed properly, so the needed stones were already gathered.
As long as she's blabbering, I'm not gonna do it.
That will do. Average prisoner fails to see that the crafted knight. Congratulations, you have now proven more capable than 52% of other prisoners. Now drag the knife into the hand slot, or right-click it, and use the crafting a stone knife protocol is now completed. Your progress is admirable. You can leave the user interface, or visit the manual tab to continue with the next protocol. Secure communication established.
She's blabbering a lot here in the beginning.
Dangers on the island. Many of them trained by me. Do not stand a chance in your current state, so you will now reinforce your knowledge. Just acquired a long stick. To find recipes easier, use the search bar.
Yeah.
Craft a improvised wooden spear. This time I will allow you to skip the details button. Once again, to stay above the average, open the inventory tab and place good work, prisoner. Your spear won't do much against a rocket-propelling grenade type of weapon, but it is a step in the right direction. Continue your training as soon as possible. Secure channel closed.
We will now craft a courier bag. So we will need to cut down some more here to make some tree rope.
Communication established. Prisoner, remember the following rule. If you find anything useful, you must acquire it. Unfortunately, your inventory space is very limited. Begin by entering the crafting user interface and crafting a tree bark rope. Remember, click on the details button to see what components you need.
There is the we can use this one to see which currently craftable along the way.
If you take a look at the components needed for the improvised courier backpack, you can see all of your equipped gear right next to your inventory. Begin by right-clicking on your undershirt and using the cut interaction.
And we will make some racks so we can craft up the courier bag so we have a little extra backpack. Some more space.
You are now one rag component short. Cut your underpants or boxer briefs. It is for the greater good.
You can now see we can craft the courier backpack, so let's craft that.
Finish the process by crafting the improvised courier backpack.
And you can choose what tasks you want to do and what you do not want to do. So I'm just choosing to do some of them to show, and then we will just freestyle after that and just try our best. Put this on. You can see now we get some more.
You are now qualified to run around and pretend you are immune. That was my joking algorithm. It is still in early access. I will now unlock the next secure communication established. By doing an involuntary full body scan of each prisoner, I deducted that not everyone is suited for hand-to-hand combat. That is why you will now craft wooden arrows and an improvised bow. My evaluation is that you are now capable of solving this task with minimal problems, and my evaluation has a
We need a new knife.
margin for error.
We cannot craft wooden arrows without a knife, so we will need that.
Wooden arrows. If you have your cutting tool and the required wooden sticks, you can try out the auto craft feature. The button is located between the details and craft buttons.
Yeah.
This speeds up. In your future ventures, feel free to also craft an improvised quiver. For now, two variations of bows are available, the 20 and 35. Heavier poundage means more strength is needed to pull the bow, and the shots are more powerful.
We will
For the sake
just
of this protocol, you can now craft any of the two variations.
need to craft firstly another 3-bark rope to put on the bow. And then we're gonna craft the bow, and I think we're gonna make the 35 pound. We should be able to pull that one. But first we need the 3-bark rope to be able to actually make it. So we're gonna do that firstly. And this is, I know, very basic, and it's going to be basic all the way because I'm still not very experienced in this game, and well, we will learn. I still learn a lot about it as well. You can see now we got this one, and we can go in here to see what we need to craft the bow. There is the bow. We will need a cutting tool. So our cutting tool is not good enough, so we're gonna need a new one. And there we go. Craft a new knife. Then we'll just throw the old one out. As soon as we get a better knife, we will take that on us. But for now, we will just do with the cutting tools. You can see now we can craft it. We will craft the 35er. And then we're gonna need some more arrows, because we will shoot a lot of them in any direction here in the beginning. Take this on.
Chances of your survival are increasing at a great pace. Keep following my instructions, and you may have a chance on the island.
Because next one she wants us to grab food and water. We can do that one when we've finished making arrows.
Secure communication established. My instructions have now prepared you for the inevitable dangers throughout the whole island. Search a few worlds
Food and water is very scarce in this world, so
without which you will fail at staying alive. World containers include tree trunks, kitchen counters, drawers, and anything that can hold items. Go and make an effort.
we do not have any compass or anything here in the beginning. So in the beginning it's very basic where we are and how we get around. So now we don't have a knife again. I think we should be kinda good, but for the sake of it, we're just gonna craft one more. We could also craft a stone axe if we wanted to. The stone axe is good as well. I prefer the simplicity of the little knife here. There we go. And just to be sure, we can pick up the rack because it's not dirty at all. So we now have 10 arrows. We should be good for now. And as you can see, we cannot really see where we are right now. We can scroll the mouse button to jog and run. And of course walk. So now you can see we are running. Let's see if we can find out. We are going away from the city, it looks like. Now we are on higher ground. There it were. And we can use the roads to navigate by here in the beginning until we find the compass or make one. But first we're gonna do this. And I'm not particularly good at shooting with the bow. And when it's single player, we do not need to be careful about other players wanting to hunt us down and kill us. We can just basically chill around. I'm not much into PvP in these kind of games. Actually, I'm not very much into zombie games in general. But this one has me hooked also because the puppets, as they call the zombies, is not like that zombie-like. It's not like these horror gore zombies like you see. At least not the ones you will meet here on normal basic. It's a little more getting there when you get to the bunkers and such. But here in the beginning, there is a zombie. We put out the bow and hopefully hit her. There we go. Not too bad, not too good. She did get a blow in on us. Let's search her body. Could be she had something we need here in the beginning. Also, she has one of her arrows. She has a jacket. It's not a good jacket, but it's a jacket. So, and she had some shorts. And there is a risk of zombies spawning hordes when we're running around, so we have to be careful not to provoke them too much. I don't like to be in first player view, so broccoli seeds.
Good. To consume this product, open your inventory user interface. Right? Track what is happening when you consume such a product. On the right side of the metabolism panel, you can track everything nutrition needs to know about your health and well-being, with multiple tools, including a diagnostic screener tool that predicts recommended foods up to the hour of the person's last meal. Active algorithms suggest that recently consuming an item had a great effect on your body.
We will keep the seeds.
Consuming foods and drinks will eventually lead to urinating and emptying your bowels. Secure channel closed.
I do not have any of the DLCs, so yeah, I'm not gonna poop out random stuff when we have to poop the first time. If you have one of the DLCs when you poop first time, it will send something out with you when you poop, but we don't have that. Now we're just gonna search around, see if we are lucky. Anything that's useful we will keep. There was a knife. So we're gonna throw this one out and take this one instead. As I said, we do not have any good space for items or anything yet. And I have not pilfered with any of the settings, so it's totally basic settings we're doing. Therefore, not extra loot, not extra anything, and yeah, just generally vanilla settings. You can do whatever you want if you're going to play the game. Try search the mattress for cash. Not much in here, but we're not totally orange anymore, so that's a good thing. If you play PvP, I know it's important to actually be able to not being seen. Let's check this one. No water in it. No lock there. Right now, just running around, looting everything, and hopefully not getting killed. So, but we do only have to worry about the puppets. There's something on the ground here in the vicinity. We can see it. The vicinity is, I think that's grass from outside. You can also set up loot count and everything if you want to have better loot chances. I just figured since it's a tryout, we will just do totally vanilla settings. We have a smartphone battery. We can take it along, we can always sell it. The battery is used to smartphone, so we will get missions. I have not yet tried missions, so we might look at it at some point. We are not getting lucky with finding closest. Oh, there we go. Now we have a little more inventory space, and if we get too hot, we can always throw out some of the items. So, yeah. One moment. I just need to check something. Need to check something on the phone. Good. There we go. Let's head further into it. Looting more. Why is this bucking up right now for me? The computer is having a fun time. Let me just get a moment. Come on, get back. For some reason the computer is trying to be funny. There we go. Now we're back. There we go. Good. So now we'll just run up to the other houses. Jumping take a great deal of your energy. So now we feel slightly warm, so we can take the combined jacket off, hence it do not give us any inventory space, so we will find better things eventually. Look out for puppets. Going around here. Nice, there's some food down there as well. There's some grapes. There's sleeper puppets in some of the houses as well. Want to change, we just got this one. Not much better, just not orange. So we will take that one. Orange is not really a good color, is it? At least not if you have to stay hidden. There's a rag. We do have a singular rag if needed. Knife shed, nice. So now we can put our knife down in that, so it doesn't take up any other inventory. And this one is not dirty, so we will take that along as well, just for now. It is a little loot goblin game. We have the battery and broccoli seed in hand. Let's eat the rest of them. We will at some point establish a base ground where we will put in a garden. Not that we will get anything out of it in this stream, but if we're going to play it further on, then we will get fresh vegetables and such out of the garden. Fruit, everything we're gonna need. And we're kind of close to the B4 safe zone. That's down here in the green. And we might try to run out to here and see if there's something better loot for us when we finished this area. That scrap metal, we're gonna need that at some point as well. Right now we're just looking for everything we might need. So let's take a look in here. No items found. An egg. We can eat that. Not the best, but it's an egg. And we do also have problems with food repulsion if we eat something that's not great for us. So we have to look out for things not being too rotten. We can hear a zombie in here. Or somewhere at least. Or a puppet. Might be in here. No? Okay. I heard a puppet. You could hear the growl. Oh, a bag. Nice. So now we have more inventory space. And we found some water. And a soda. You can see here the soda and the water. We're gonna keep them for now. At least. You need soda and stuff if you're going to build base that is better than metal. So you're gonna need to hoard a lot of stuff later on if you're gonna base build. Ooh, a potato. We can use that as a vegetable skewer if we find mushroom and more potatoes or more other greeneries. For now we found a little here, so that's great. Let's put the spear back for now. I know there is a puppet somewhere because we heard it. Might be in here. Never get to know where it is. Another pot. We do not need the pot. And a lighter. We do not need the lighter. We already have a lighter on us. Because then we don't need to craft a tinder when we're going to make a fire. Wool gloves. Gloves is a good thing because else you will get abrasions on the hand by doing stuff. Ooh, a woodcutter shirt. That's better than this one. So let's take that on. And a cigar. That's a good thing. We will have it in the mouth. We can see. That's one takes extortion when we're getting tired. So that's always good. Empty bag. We do not need that right now. If we're going to base build, we will need it. Cork. We can use that later on if we're going fishing. And some money. Money is important. We will take the money. Also, we can use the money at the vendors in the safe zone. We can use a lot of them if we are going to buy like a vehicle or something. You can buy different vehicles in this game to get around faster. Not much here, so let's take downwards again. We were in here, just go all the way down. Go out here. And when you're not playing multiplayer, you do not have to think about not leaving a trail behind. I would say if it's your first time trying out this game, do a single player run and try it out. Ooh, cheese. Yummy. We are not particularly hungry right now. And if we're going to level up our stats, let's go into here. You can see this one is leveling up already, since we're losing weight. And this one is going down right now because we're standing still. Every time we move, this one is going up as well. And the same with this one, because this one is not that high up. As long as we're slightly hungry, all three of them will go up. If you're well fed all the time, you'll gain fat. That's bunny slippers. We got trainers on right now. Let's keep the trainers for now. And then just finish looting up in here. Fat is not a good thing. Locks. We do not need locks when we play single player, but if you play multiplayer, you will need locks to lock up your area, so no others can loot your area. So preferable, you will need the locks. We want to go into the garage after we've been here to look. There might be some good stuff in there, like a toolbox or anything. There is a wine. We do not need wine. Bobby pins, we would like that. I'll take the wool gloves instead of the driver's glove instead of the wool gloves. It's preferable what you want and what you need, what you take. The bobby pins, we can craft lock picks. There's a skirt. We do not need that. Knee-high socks. We have the other socks. Well, we prefer the shorter socks. We might even cut them up at some point. Because all in all, it's everything about what you want. A trucker jacket, we want that because that's inventory space. But we do have to be careful not to get in too much heat. On the other hand, you'll need heat as well because it's getting chilly in the night and you will not survive if you get too cold nor too hot. So it's a balance. Everything is a balance here. Let's see, a cardiac. We do not have much use of cardiac yet. A radio for a front seat and a cardiac. Bolts. We're gonna need the bolts. Lead plate. We do not need that right now. In general, it's much about being a loot goblin in this game and take whatever you need and hopefully sort it out so you only take whatever you need. Okay, now we're gonna see what way are we going. Gonna try run here. Let's see. Okay, I think we're going this way down. We'll go over here for a short moment. See if we can find some grapes. There we go. Because we can always munch on these while we are on the run. Would be sweet to find a little more. Because those also contain water. You cannot plant grapes. You can only find them in the vineyards like this. No luck right now. One of the things I like with this game is you have to loot so much and you have to, like, you know, being a loot goblin. You can see we can put these in over here, then we can just press free when we're on the run to actually get into the grapes. As long as we don't need inventory space for other things, we can loot some more grapes with us, if we can find more, that is. Else we have 2 on us. That's also a little. It's not like grapes are giving us a whole lot, but it's better than nothing. And then we're gonna go to another city. Okay, no luck. I don't want to keep searching. There we go. Another one. Oops. Take it. There we go. And you can be lucky to find trees with apples and such too. The aloe, these, you can eat them as well if needed. There's a puppet over there. When you see a puppet here in the beginning, try to see if you can kill it. To level up your archery skills. As you can see, I'm jumping out of first person every time I'm not in battle. That's because I actively dislike first person. I get motion sickness from playing in first person, so that's why you will see me jump out of first person. Now we're just gonna go this way. I think that's the right way. Did we venture into this house? Yes. We did not venture into the tower here. Let's try do that. Sometimes we can be lucky finding some good loot in these. Lemon seeds, we can take them along for eating here in the beginning at least. More lemon seeds, let's eat them. And while you're eating and drinking, you can move around. That's fertilizer, we don't need that. Bag of goodies. There we go. Good. So now we're just gonna head on. This is a rose hip. If there's anything on there, you can eat them as well. So now we're just gonna jog our way, hopefully downwards. We did venture the right way. So here in the beginning, when we don't have a compass and such, it's very important to try navigate a little around your surroundings, and the only way you can do that is try look at the surroundings to see if there's any telltales of where you're going. It can be open fields, it can be roads, and you can just simply look at what way are you running on the map, what way are we moving. We are slightly hot. If we go into into health, you can see we're 36.8. It's okay. 36.6 is normal. And if we're getting too hot, we can always stop running. We will try, when we get some more puppets, to get some puppet skin and craft a better backpack if we don't find one around. So that's the main goal. And to make a quiver. Right now, just slightly running towards the bigger city. We might be lucky finding a chicken to butcher and eat, or we might be lucky to find another animal. We are also able to do hunting. The hunting is a little difficult in this game, so don't rely on the hunting. We can be lucky and there is spawning in random animals, but mostly you will need to follow tracks of the animal to spawn them into the world here. We can always craft the improvised fishing rod to do some fishing, to gather some more materials for eating later on as well. We're going down to the shore now, and vitamin D is the one you're going to be lacking the most, because it's only milk and some animals like goat, catfish and bass that has vitamin D, and sardine cans. So we're just gonna slowly make our way down there. I'm not running too much, I'm mostly jogging, because running will tear up our energy faster than jogging will. We can do a little running. It will raise our temperature slightly more. And we do have to be careful with our energy. Because, yeah. And we do have to be careful with our temperature as well. So we are not gonna run for too long. I'm thirsty. She's thirsty, so we will just take, let's see, drink. We still have some water in us, so we will just take one drink. We can fill it up if we reach somewhere. We can take a drink of the soda as well. That will give some energy. Right now we have the soda on us because we have space for it. If we're going to do lock picking, we will need screwdrivers as well as the bobby pins we can craft into lock picks. So hopefully we will find a screwdriver and we can get to a police station to do some lock picking. And to be sure to notice to everyone, I'm shitty bad at lock picking. So do not think I will be good at that. It's one of the skills I have not yet mastered in this game to do. And it is hard. It is easier to do the lock picking without gloves on than it is with gloves, but I'm still not very good at it. We could make some more rope to be able to craft the quiver. We can see quiver. There we go. Animal skin quiver. Because we will need sewing kit. So we will need a needle and we will need some thread. We can, next time we get a puppet, we can craft a bone needle so we can craft a sewing kit. If you're playing PvP, use bone needle for sewing kits, because the other needles, the metal needles, you'll need to make some zappers, some electric zappers for the locks on your items. So there is a good idea of crafting the bone needles, especially if you're doing multiplayer. So you can keep the metal needles for zapping people when they're trying to reach your base. But for now, we're just playing single player. We do not need the normal needles to use for that. So let's just head in here. We have a wheelbarrow. Lovely. The wheelbarrow we can use because that has inventory space en masse. So we will take the wheelbarrow and put our food items in here. And you can simply just drag it here, then it will sort it out for you. That's a good find. We can also craft wheelbarrows if we need to, but now we have the wheelbarrow with us, so we can also craft up some more racks to drag along with us. That's a good find right there. Might seem like a weird find. Now we're gonna take some scrap metals along as well. And then we will just push the wheelbarrow with us, and then make notion the wheelbarrow is making noise, so you will be able to catch more attention from puppets when rolling around with the wheelbarrow. But it's a good find until you get a car, the wheelbarrow. One of the greatest finds is of course the car. You can search the hay bales. They sometimes have seeds, sometimes have needles and feathers. Feathers you can craft some better arrows with. But for now we will just see. Let's go into the house. See what there is. The best knife we can get, we can carry in our knife holster is a Bushman. Okay, check taste. Sealed. Okay, can we open it? Open. Yes. There is some food in the black olives. Now it's open. Check taste. Might and slightly off, so we can eat those. It's not the greatest, but we can eat them. Just looting away. There was a screwdriver. We now have both things for going into a police station and at least try to get some lock picking. Underpants we do not have any on. We had these, those were not great. So let's take the clean undies on. We can always use it for rags, but they do get dirty over time when you wear the clothes. You can wash the clothes with soap if you want to. I don't tend to do it. Socks and new trainers. The new trainers is better than what we do have. Shoes is also important because else you get abrasions on the feet, and those abrasions will make you limp and not go as fast, and you might get an infection. So hopefully at some point we will find some antibiotic pills or some garlic. Hopefully, because garlic is antibiotic effect as well. I heard a puppet. It's coming towards us, I think. There we go. There we go. Search it. When we get hit by the puppets, we get bleeding injuries. C1s is going to go out by their own. C2, C3 and C4 we will need to treat with rags. So, let's get out of here with our little wheelbarrow and find a place to put it. I think we'll go this way, because when we're rolling around with the wheelbarrow we are not able to fight meanwhile. So for now, and you take up more energy when using the wheelbarrow, just to notion that. Let's put it here for now. And see, our clothing do also take up more damage when we fight. We will run down here, start with that house. So we're looking for some thread. We can take on the glasses just to look cool, not because we need them right now. Not, I haven't found a directly used for glasses anyway. Ooh, new pants. That's good. Did we have anything in these pants? Always remember to check if you have anything in the pants. That's good. Let's check here. We might find something. So yeah, I basically think this game is a loot gobbling game, and that's one of the things I like with it. Oh sweet! That's a sweet find. We're gonna equip that because look at that. Now we don't need to craft the next bag because we have so much space in our new bag here. That's a very, very sweet find. Shotgun shells. Well, we can always use it if we manage to find a shotgun, that is. Glass. I haven't found a use for the glasses yet. Let's open the door out so we can see we've been in here. I do not remember where I've been if I don't do it. We will need some better weapons as well at some point. We can craft better weapons as well. You can craft improvised guns and such as well. You're slightly warm, you'll complain about that all the time with me. Also in PvP, I know there's a lot of people that do not take a piss. Because when you're sitting down pissing or shitting, you might be headshot meanwhile. We are not in the PvP as such, so we will take time to take a piss and such when needed. Remember to try to remember to loot everything. The backpack is a major find. Major. Because that changes so much with our inventory. No lock. And let's see, open the door there. And in here. Sweatpants, are they better? Yes, they're better than what we already have on. So just take the better ones. No lock here, other than better pants. They're green, that's a good thing for when you're going to be in bushes and such. So far that was not a bad house. And there's going to be nighttime at some point, and I cannot tell the time because the watch is in the DLC. If you buy the DLC, you will get a watch and you can tell what time it is. But since I didn't start playing this game before recently, I haven't bought any of the DLCs because I wanted to check up if the game was something for me before buying all of the DLCs, because there are rather many DLCs, also hair packages and such. So, yeah. You can go crazy with it if you want to. But I'm very happy that we found the backpack, because it's going to make the life so much easier. Just looting all the way, looting all the day. Looting is the game life in this game. Would like to find a bushman knife. What is this? No, thank you. What is this? A mask. You can wear a mask, but if you wear a mask, you cannot eat and drink unless you take the mask off. Yoga leggings. Let's see. They're not better than what we already have on. We can wear them underneath, but since we're too hot right now anyway, I don't really think the yoga pants is a good idea. That won't make it better with the heat. So, let's go upstairs. Remember, there's always a risk of hitting a sleeper puppet in the houses as well. Not that large a chance, but there is a chance. And as everything else, those fuckers will try to kill you. We've been lucky so far, both the real barrel and a backpack. That's very, very lucky. And we did find a little food items and such, so we are not totally... Ooh, money. We like money and a beer. And take it along. We have the wheelbarrow to stock it in. Just looting up. Ooh, we found thread. So now we just need a needle. Oh wait, there's only 8 uses on this thread, which means there's not enough to craft a sewing kit. We need 9 uses to craft a sewing kit, but we have the first 8. If we find some fishing line or if we find another thread, we will be able to make the quiver. The quiver is sweet because then we can carry more stuff with us. Let's take the wheelbarrow with us. Put it over here somewhere. Then we can go looting other places in town. We have the big backpack now. So basically just putting the wheelbarrow where I know it is. Like here. Because that way it won't get go missing. Because if we lose track of where it is, that's a bummer as well, because then we have to search for it. You can see the sweat coming down on the screen. That's because she's hot. Oops, what was that? What did I take on? Knee socks. I don't want knee socks. I don't even want the real socks, to be honest. Let's take off the socks. They provide some heat. And it's not necessary. I don't use socks in real life either. Of course, always sweet to have some socks with us if we're going to use some rags. We do have a little rags in our wheelbarrow. We might, if we find some not dirty clothes, cut them up into rags and take them with us. What is this? Hippie pants? They're not dirty, so let's cut them into rags to take along. because then we have more racks if we get more damage. If the racks is dirty, there's bigger chance of us getting an infection from them. And we do not really want an infection without garlic or antibiotics, because we have no way to treat it. And remember, every noise you make is a possibility to catch attention. Not from other players here, but for sure from the puppets. More of these, that's nice. What is this? Front dirt bike cover. Well, you can drive the dirt bike without its cover, so if we find the dirt bike, we can put the cover on, of course. But if we find the dirt bike, we cannot use the wheelbarrow, then we will have the dirt bike to drive around, and we will have to put the wheelbarrow. Ooh, sweet. Now we just need the needle. Because then we can always move around fast with the dirt bike and have somewhere we know where the wheelbarrow is. More sweatpants, they're not that dirty either, so. And to get better awareness, you can take things out, because that will up the awareness you got. Every item in vicinity is upping your awareness. But it will come up automatically as you go on. And every time you have a possibility of training your skills on puppets, especially if it's single puppets, do it. Nothing. What about in here? Cork. We can take it along and put it in the wheelbarrow, because that way we at least have something if we want to go fishing for some meat. We do not need to be careful with items when we have a skull mask. We can take it along to sell at the vendors, because they give a little price for it. I'm not sure what to take and what not to take when it comes to items for sale. Of course, weapons and such is going to give a much sweeter price than everything else, but we are just trying our best here. Ooh, a bar. I'm not ooh, cigarettes. That's a good one, because that, like the cigar, is going to be able to cure extortion. How much better is they're 100%, so we're going to take those. Let's search the lower ground first. Make our way up, because this is a rather large place. And as we know, we have the wheelbarrow. If our thing is going to get full, we can always more money. That's good. We can buy some better arrows or some bolts with money. So that's a good one. Now let's go upstairs. It's much about looting everything. We can take this along. Duct tape we don't read right now. We can craft an improvised shotgun if we want to. But I'm not really much of using the guns in the game, because the guns are really noisy and will attract the puppets from there and everywhere. Let's see. We can take those and get rid of the underparts. Good. More parts. They're very dirty, so that's not a good idea to cut into racks. You can also find willy warmers, different kind of panties and bras in this game. Did we look around here? No. I'm not sure we did. Yes, we came up this way. That's right. So, looks like a hotel of some sort of thing. With all the bedrooms. And you can rest on the couches and the chairs. Looks like an apartment building or minor hotels or something like that. I think it's an apartment building. Here we can find some elements like vitamin pills and active charcoal and such. If we find a bushman, that would be sweet. More yoga pants, they're not that dirty. And Crocs. You can get Crocs in game here too if you want to go in them. Not the best footwear, but it's better than nothing if you don't have any. And you can see now we are up to 3 in fame, so that's okay. Just taking a quick drink. Let's see. There we go. And run down. Then into the next place. There we go. Don't run around too much when you're in a city area. That's a garage. Ooh, advanced lockpick. We would like that. Thank you very much. That's a sweet one. We will not need another screwdriver at some point too. This egg ain't good. Another cell phone battery. Let's take it along. I know we have one, but we can always use it to sell. Garlic. How delightful. Just what we want. We would like garlic. There's a city square here. Maybe we're lucky there's a pharmacy in this small city. We would very much like it if there's a pharmacy. Let's just take a quick look around. Yeah, a pharmacy. So let's head in here. Hopefully there's an antibiotic blister. Paper, we do not need that. Vitamin pills. They can be used for quests, but they can also be used if you're in vitamin deficiency. I know many of the gamers that have been playing for a long time do not use the vitamin pills. I still do. Painkillers is a good idea if we get heavily damaged, because then we can keep running. A scissor would be nice too, because the metal scissors is good for cutting up racks. Another waste bag. We already have one. We do not need that. Nothing. Did we loot this one? Yes. Always remember to check the cash register. There could be money. Good. Let's loot up here. Hopefully we get lucky with the pain, with the antibiotics. Not necessarily. The rack strips. We can use the rack strip though. They are not dirty, so let's just put them out here. Hopefully we find a scissor. If not, we will cut it up with what we got and take a rack strip and make a rack bundle. That way we can store the racks a little easier instead of having the racks everywhere. Cut in two. A scalpel will also do it instead of a scissor, but the scalpel has a weird shape. In the you can see now. We will take some of all these and this and craft bundle of racks. That's just for easier storage. You can also always uncraft and make it into racks again to be used to oh, come on, you know, words, to to treat your wounds. I found the word. Now we have a few bundles of racks on us. So that's good. We're doing okay. We could do much worse. I know I haven't looted all here. I'm hungry. Electric drill. We can use that for base building if needed at some point, but we won't take it with us right now. It's not a necessity. Right now, mostly going off what's most necessary for us. We're hungry. I don't have anything on me I want to eat right now. It's good. Let's look in here. Nothing good. Let's see. Remember to check up on everything. There we go. Nothing. How delightful. And it's okay in this game to be hungry, actually. She will complain a little, but that's okay. Another lighter. We still that's with better use than what we got, so let's take that one. Just looking everywhere for things. A trucker jacket. That's better than the trucker jacket we got on. No, yeah, much better. So let's take that one. There we go. There we go. Run upstairs. And take a look around. Another water, always good to take along. Because we cannot be sure when we get water again. I know we have some soda as well, but always good to take water and such along. If you get to a lake or anything or a water pump that have water in it, you can always fill them up again. So they're sweet to take along. We're gonna need to craft more arrows soon as well because, well, I'm not very good at hitting. We still have a few, so that's good. Let's check this house out. Matches. You can hear my stomach growling. There we go. A firefighter jacket. Let's see, we have this one on right now. This one is better, so we're gonna go with that one. And this one is better than the shirt we had on. Remember to check the pockets. Our card. In PvP, you will need a better card, so you're able to put a pin code on. But since we're not in PvP, we will just go with the basic card. Because the basic card is also good enough. Cigarettes. Pin. Safety pin. Look in here. Look in here, look everywhere. Let's see, nothing good. Just run down again. We did find a little in here. So that's good as well. Might be more in here. If you're doing PvP, you can also bulk in through the windows. That way people won't see you in there. We have a door here we haven't been in. Good. Searching far and white. But the backpack is a big upgrade. A good upgrade. And nothing good there. We do have some racks to treat the condition if we get some C2s. Because sometimes the puppets are very quick. And if you're as me as a slightly new player, ooh, more garlic, that's nice. If we get infection. A wine, not really necessary. A beanie, we can take it along, or we could take it on. Underneath the cap, we do not really need the cap. Let's take the beanie on. There we go. And just venture down. And that's the most of this city here. So let's head to the wheelbarrow. Remember to use your senses when playing this. Remember to listen for the puppets. It's not a game you want to play without sound, for sure. I think we put a wheelbarrow somewhere over here, yes? And then we're gonna hit the high road and get around to the bigger city. So open the wheelbarrow. You can see now we have another soda here. We have painkillers if needed. We have some more racks. Some rack bundles. We have some shotgun shells, a beer. Some thread. We're gonna need a bone needle. We have light. We have a screwdriver. We will keep that on us along with this. And the bobby pins. Because we will need that at some point. We will keep for antibiotic, keep some water on us. We have this for selling. We have some cigarettes. You can either sell them or you can use them. The cork. This one we can put in here. There we go. Let's put that in here as well. We are a little hungry, so let's eat some of the things we got. Eat these. And eat some of these. That will give us some water as well. Boom boom puppet. Yeah, that's right. There's the suicide puppets in the game. And those are horrifying. And if you stumble into them and are lucky enough to survive, that's because you're doing a great job. Because if they get close to you, they will blow you up. And they laugh, so they're easy to hear, but they're just a pain in the butt. Crafting. We are still not being able to craft a quiver. Let's see, currently available. Why are they not available? Let's go in here. That's why, because we had a quiver up there. Currently, we're gonna craft some more arrows. Just running around, crafting some arrows. And then we will head to the other side of the water afterwards. So, we got a few of the long sticks. We will cut that into smaller. Her stomach's still growling. We're gonna find some more substantial food, hopefully, or we're able to buy some. We got a little food in the wheelbarrow left, so we will at some point make that. There we go. Make some more arrows. And then we will drink some water because we do not have that much water. We do have a little on us up in our stomach of food, so that's okay. Better to have some extra arrows than having too little. Better to have some extra, especially now we found the hiking bag, because that's a sweet find when it comes to having space. So let's just progress with our trusty wheelbarrow. And we can use the road to get over there, or we can just run along the shore. I think we will run along the shore here, because we can navigate with the shore. You can lower your temperature by going for a swim as well if you want to. Let's see, our temperature is not that high. It's like having a mild fever, so it's not that alarming. We could craft a fishing rod and do some fishing at some point. If we find some line, or we can make some improvised fishing line. Here is some cactus Thai fix if we want that, if we need to eat that. We do have the cheese if it's necessary. Right now just running a little. Let's go down just walking. Get some of our energy up again. And by the way, El Papi, welcome to the stream. Hope you have a pleasant day. Drive safely out there. Yeah. And you can see, since we're in the wheelbarrow, we're going 6 kilometers per hour with it. Now we're getting tired. To prevent exhaustion totally, we will release, go into action wheel, and lay down for a moment. Just taking a relaxing moment in the sun with our sunglasses and cigar. We are going Irish here, the orange and the green. You can see now we are up to full energy again. Let's head into the wheelbarrow. You can see we have a problem with hypothermia. We're getting too hot, so let's put our shirt in here, along with the sexy denim shorts, because we do not need it right now. The leather pistol holder, as long we don't have a pistol, we can put that in there as well, to lower our body temperature, because we're getting slightly hot here. The same goes with the sweater for now. We can always take it on again. We have the backpack, so it's not like we totally lost. The potato is not good eating raw. Just to make sure you all don't do that. That will give food repulsion. So now just running along the shoreline with our trusty rusty wheelbarrow. Try to figure how to get around. You will not encounter many puppets out in the open. There is a board. That's a surfboard. We could surf over to the other side, but if we use the surfboard, we cannot get the wheelbarrow along. Now we're getting thirsty, so we will just take a moment and take something to drink here. Let's take 2 sips. That's 400 milliliters. That should be more than enough. Then we still have 2 sips left in that one, and we do have some extra in the wheelbarrow. And if you don't find a wheelbarrow, you're able to craft one. So, and I do recommend a wheelbarrow to begin with, to get your shit around if you don't have a car. And when we've been to the big city over there, we might head down to the safe zone to sell, like, I know a lot will do the quests with the cell phone and cell phone batteries, but here in the beginning, if you don't have that much money, you can sell the cell phone batteries. I know they other won't tell you to do so. They will tell you to keep them, so you could so you can actually get some money. Good. And yeah, if you get too heavy, you are not able to get to the surface of the water. Look at that lovely water. Just soak the feet a little. Hope that could take some of the temperature off. I'm not sure if it did. I don't think so. We still have problems with hypothermia. So let's for now put the jacket in here. Then running around with bare tits. We do have the concealment on because of YouTube. We don't want any problems with YouTube. We do not have that much safety on right now because we are bare. But then we don't have problems with hypothermia at least. As soon we get closer to the city, I will open the wheelbarrow and put our gear on again. So we don't get puppet attacks while butt naked almost. But that's because that's another thing. Your gear will help stop some of the blows from the puppets. Sorry. So I know we are not going that fast because we have the wheelbarrow along. But the wheelbarrow is a real sweet one to carry some stuff along the way. I would much rather take my sweet ass time with the wheelbarrow than just running around not looting that much. And when you're doing single player, it's not really that much of a problem, even the wheelbarrow is making sounds. Also, if you die, you're able to loot your own body, and the things will stay in the wheelbarrow. So it's not like you lose all your things, you'll just have to find the same place as where you died to get your items back. How lovely, going by the water, almost naked, with a wheelbarrow. If you're playing multiplayer and you find a wheelbarrow, actually you can take turn pushing each other in the wheelbarrow. Also, if you find a bicycle, you can take turn being the one who drives the bicycle and being the one who's sitting on the bicycle. One moment, just a quick drink. I have a throat that's annoying. Also important to stay hydrated. So, let's continue our wheelbarrowing adventure towards the city. We can run for a moment. We are not having problem being too heavy. And the wheelbarrow is a little weird controlling. So you might see, as I am doing here, loopity around with it. It will be better when we're out on the road instead on in the grass. Now she's complaining about being hot, but that's because we're running. Also, at some point there will be cargo drops that might hold some good things. Car batteries, food items, milk for example. That's one of the good food items. You would want milk because milk contains vitamin D. Mushrooms contain vitamin D as well. So if we find some more green stuff like potatoes and such, we might make a vegetable skewer with some mushrooms and such, because that way we can get some food items with vitamin D in it. Now we will just take a quick break. You can also press X to lay down quicker to restore energy. And yeah, as El Papi says, the cargo drop might also contain katanas, which is a very, very sweet one to have because it deals high damage. And of course, pistols, shotguns, rifles, types of ammunition, essentials. You can even find hiking bags in the loot drops as well, cargo drops, loot drops sometime. But we don't need an extra hiking bag since we already have one. We can of course use hiking bags to store item in and then store it in the wheelbarrow. That way we will double up the wheelbarrow's inventory. You'll just have to drag out the hiking bag to put things in and out. You can also do that with chests on the cars. So, we're just heading down to the city now. Getting closer and closer. When we get close enough to see the city more clear, we will take a break and then put on some clothes. Right now, just rubbing our tits on the rocks. That's not that lovely, but it's okay. How does it look? We're not that hot, so that's all okay. I'm hungry. Apparently she's hungry again. Hopefully we're able to find some more food in the big city. What is this? Looks like some sort of green items. Haven't seen that before. Let's try look. Okay. Let's run towards the city. When we get closer, as said, we will take a clothes on, put the wheelbarrow on the road somewhere where we can see, where we know where it is, and then go loot goblin on the city. Apparently my throat is wanting to cause trouble today, so hopefully you can bear with it. Normally not having that much problem with hacking also, but sorry about that. And I know some of the advices I give and some of the ways I play this game might not be the same you will get if it's a more experienced player, but I'm not experienced. I'm just having fun. So you can always watch some other streamers with a lot of all these games if you want some more pro tip. We're just fumbling our way around trying to play the game. I know there is one of the streamers making streams on this game that has over 10,000 hours in the game. Of course he will know way more than I do about it. And of course I would listen more to that if I want to play it by the right way. But I'm playing it my way. Woohoo! Okay, we're going to Preco. And we will put the wheelbarrow in the outskirt of the city here. Because that way we have easy access to it. And then we will run into the city. So let's just put it over here at the crossroad, then we know where it is. And then we're gonna put on our clothes again. There we go. Let's put down the wheelbarrow. Let's take our clothes on us. Or at least put it out on the ground to begin with. We do not take this since we don't have a pistol. You can see it laying there now. We will just take a moment to get down in temperature. Our stomach is empty. We have the olives. Let's eat the olives. And when we eaten those, we will take our clothes on. There we go. Put on the clothes. So we have more zombie protection and some more inventory space. And then we will go into the city. And we will just take it slowly here. Jogging a little, not getting too hot because we have our clothes on again. We can see there's a zombie over here. We want to get a little closer. Then we will take the bow. Remember to look out if there's more. There we go. And now I'm not a good shot. Far from. As you can see, I missed. So we run over in this vicinity to see if we could find some of the arrows. We couldn't. There's one more zombie somewhere. Ooh. I see boots. Construction rubber boots. That's better than the trainers. I hear a zombie. There we go. There we go. And just let's continue into the city. There's one more. There will be more zombies around this city than you saw in the bigger one. Let's see, let's take some of this off our inner. Let's see here. Take this one up here and take this one up here. Because we're getting very hot with the firefighter jacket. Head into first person view. There we go. Run over, collect the arrows we can find. Sometimes the arrows do not show up according to. We can always head in and loot more. Right now we're just trying to get rid of some of all the puppets. And I want to get to the pharmacy and the supermarket. I know there has to be some of those on here in the bigger city. We could go in here. Huh? Under sofaen. Just take out all of these so we can actually get this one in our inventory because we're getting slightly hot. Sorry, husband had something he had wanted to know. So let's just fumble dumble around. We can always loot all of the buildings if we want to. We just have to be careful. Both with our temperature but also with all the puppets. Also because we have one so they can't spawn a horde. Which means the screams can spawn a lot of zombies. Let's head in here. Garage is always a good place to find stuff. Gunpowder, we don't need that right now. You can make your own ammunition later on with the gunpowder if you want to. Over here, we want to go over here. That's for sure. We have an ATM over here. Since we have our card on us, we will put the money in the bank. Because that way we can use the money if we going to respawn. Deposit. We have 172 on us, so let's put it into our bank account. It's not a lot, but it's better than nothing. Let's take the spear in our hands because now we're going into a shop. Mustard, at least we can eat it if we don't find anything, or else you could actually use mustard later on to make sausages. You will need animal or puppet guts too. You can also eat the puppet meat, but I'm not sure how good of an idea that is. Chow mein. I'm not sure if we can open it. We might be able to with our kitchen knife. Let's see. Open. No. We need a can opener to open that one. So, just go out here. There's the pharmacy. Let's head to the pharmacy. Taking the most objective items we are finding. Open up here. Go in here. We found emergency bandages. We don't want the plastic scissor. I would like a real scissor, please. Just looting. Disposable mask. We will need that as well for some of the quests on the cell phone. Vitamin jar. Scalpel. We can use the scalpel to make racks with instead of the scissor. So that's an okay find. The emergency bandages is a sweet find because these are not contaminated and these will prevent you from getting infection. Hospital shirt. Look, now we're going to take our scalpel in the hand and cut this one up because that one is not dirty at all. The same one goes with this one. To have some more bandages we can put in our wheelbarrow. The empty bag is used to make sandbags if we later on are going to craft housing. So, just gonna do this. Bundle of rags. And as you can see, you're carrying your bags has a limited in carrying capacity. So you can put some of the lighter things in, for example, down here where you do not have the same capacity. But the emergency bandages was a sweet find. Take the spear again, so we're ready if there is something for a near fight. Look around when you get up. Search. Paper. Paper can be used for crafting ammo. A bobby pin. We have whole cases of bobby pins, so we don't need single bobby pin. Painkillers and another scalpel. We want the antibiotica. Rack strips. And a metal scissor. So we're gonna take the metal scissor and get rid of the scalpel. Because the metal scissor and the scalpel do the same, they provide you with more racks when you cut things up. So and the metal scissor might take up 4 spots, but it do not have the weird count on you as the other thing do. Here we have ooh, nice. Look at what's laying here. A crossbow. We want that. That's a Black Hawk crossbow. That's actually an expensive crossbow. We will take it on us. We can use it for the fights instead of the bow. I like using crossbows. You just have to bear in mind that crossbows are very, very slow compared to the bow. So if you want to do crossbows, you can do your sniping skills with crossbow, but you will have to remember you're very, very much slower at shooting. We now have a cargo drop up there. We could run up to the cargo drop, but we do not really have much on us. And the cargo drop is a kinda place where zombies spawn around you, and we do not have enough screwdrivers to anyway get into it, and there spawns a lot of zombies. On the other hand, we could get some sweet loot up there, so we might want to. Ooh, now we got screwdrivers, so if we're able to, we should. I think we should go to the cargo drop, to be honest. and then continue down here afterwards. Because we could get some sweet loot out of it. And as I said, I'm nowhere good at lockpicking. So we're not going to get all loot out of there. Right now we just go to the wheelbarrow. We have 5 out of 6 of the screwdrivers we need for lockpicking. But that's okay. We might even be lucky and find screwdrivers in the lockpicking, in the cargo. Drop. So we will just head down towards our wheelbarrow really fast. Put the crossbow in the wheelbarrow, and then we will head towards the cargo drop. I'll keep some of the racks on us and the emergency bandages. Let's put this in here along with the painkillers, the chow mein, this one, the thread, painkillers. We will need this one, and we can keep this. We will put these in here for later along with the other clothing and our card. Good. We do have enough with us to do some of it. We cannot do the total cargo drop with what we got, but it's better than nothing. So now we're gonna run out of this road. Just as soon as we get there, we will need to fight the zombies. We will also need to craft a little more arrows. The reason I'm not taking the wheelbarrow along is because the wheelbarrow will take up more time, and we know where it is, so we're able to get back to the wheelbarrow. And nobody is going to steal our wheelbarrow since we're on the single player. Because else on PvP, people might steal the wheelbarrow. That's for sure. I would do it if I was on the PvP and I saw a wheelbarrow full with stuff, especially if you just started. So now we're just running towards the wheelbarrow. As you can see, we are training all of our stats here. So that's good. Our awareness is going up. Now we will need a short break. Then continue just jogging. And then just continue to the drop. Gonna see when we're there. Keep checking the map. Try to see if we can do it without getting lost, since we don't have a compass. It should be right around here. Up here somewhere. So it will give a green smoke when it comes down. Now we're going to find a bush and craft a few more arrows, because there will be puppets spawning around where the drops are, even if it's out in the middle. You can hear a puppet already. There. That one went down quick. The more skill you get, the less, the more you can hide yourself as well. So, but keep having some arrows on you at least, or some bolts if you're going with the crossbow. The crossbow is a very sweet find. I think we might sell it off here in the beginning, because, well, we have the bow, And normally I would choose the crossbow later on because it's the sniping, but it's not as fast. And when I do multiplayer playing with the husband, he's mostly having the bow and I having a crossbow, so I can do sniping on long range and he can do short range with shorter range with the bow. So now we got some more arrows. And we can pick up the arrow from the puppet we shot over here, if we can find her again. Where was she? There. And then we can crouch down. No, not that. Crouch. And just taking out the bow. And heading upwards towards where the cargo drop will come down. Our stomach's still complaining. Would be sweet if there were more food in there. But we will never know what we get in the cargo drop until we know. Until we open it. We are not even sure we will be able to open it. Let's see, it should come down right around here somewhere. Just a little cautious. We will find out, and when we have the cargo drop down, we will have a limited amount of time to loot it before it self-explode. Not much of a puppet here right now. It should come down soon. Took us a little time to get here. We will hear it when it comes down, so that's all okay. Let's see. Just looking around if there's more puppets spawning. To be sure. Keep looking for the cargo drop to come. Getting a little dark, a little cloudy. Shouldn't be night still yet, but never good to know. Pop it over there. Let's go a little closer to the puppet. As long as it haven't seen us, we can move a little closer. There's also one in there. It's not important to collect all arrows, because we can always craft more. You can see now the puppets are beginning to spawn here. I know there's a puppet more over there and there. There were the cargo drop. As soon as we're inside of the cargo drop, we are able to close the door. So, let's see what end we're going in. Down here. Let's see. Open the door. We have 20 minutes. So let's get in. And we can close the door while we're in here. Then we're gonna take out some bobby pins. We have 5 uses on screwdrivers, so we could get 5 opened, but I will not count on it because my lockpicking is not good. So hopefully we would at least get 1 open. You will get better the more you try on the lockpicking, but I'm not good at it. There we go. Actually, we did it. Another hiking bag. Hiking boots. That's a sweet one. And short trousers and a beanie. So, not the best one. Track top suit and short trousers. Nah, no thank you. Let's try this one. Actually, first step, we did it. Actually, this is the best I've done. A VV alternator and a car battery. We could take them along if we find a car. This is going better than I thought. Electric tools, rubber gloves. We do not need that right now. This is going way better than I thought it would. Look at this. We just got a gun. I think. No. What is this? Telescope. Optic sight. We got things to the gun. AK magazines and a rail. So we can at some point collect the gun. This is going way, way better than I thought it would. A gas mask. This one sells very well. And I think we're out now of screwdrivers. I think, yeah. We're out of screwdrivers. But we did manage to open 5 of them. So that's not bad. There we go. That's not bad at all. I actually thought we would do very, very, very bad. So let's just get back to our wheelbarrow now. We got battery for a car, so if we find a VV, we can always use it and put it in the VV. The alternator is going to help us generate some power on the car. So we will store it in the wheelbarrow. And we got the gas mask. Because we're not further in the game than we are, we can use that for selling. It will generate a little money. Same goes with the sights and the scope if we want to. Or we could set the scope. I'm not sure. You can put a scope on the Black Hawk if you want to, but I'm not sure about that scope. I don't think that. But you can look on the internet to see the different kind of things you can put on. But that's very sweet. We actually managed to get 5 out of 6 opened with 5 screwdrivers. I had not expected we would do that good because I'm not good at lockpicking. So, yeah. Success in my mind. Let's search this one. We need something to eat. I know that's not the best, but better than nothing. We haven't had the best success with finding food. And we did get another beanie, and we got hiking boots, so that's a good thing as well. Let's just sit down, lay down for a moment. Let's look. We're gonna need some food soon. We do have the cheese in the wheelbarrow we can eat until we find more at least, and then we might go to the safe zone. So let's get up running. Now it's thunderstorm right here, so we're getting soaky wet. Not the best, but it's okay. So we did get some ammunition, we did get some magazines and some scopes we can sell as well, since we don't have any use for it right now. And I'm not really the biggest fan of the guns in the game because, well, even though they provide a good amount of damage, they also accumulate a good amount of sound. And sound accumulate a good amount of puppets. Now we're down to our trusty Rusty here. Let's lay down for a moment in the soaking rain. Then we can jog towards it. And then we can put off all the items in our inventory. And eat the cheese. The cheese will benefit us a little. There we go. Then we can put the gas mask in here, the battery. We have the gloves here. We took the gloves off when we were doing the lock picking. There we go. And we do have nothing else left around here. We have the cheese. That will at least give us a little. Let's look. It's not giving us the best, but it's giving a little. Let's just eat all of it. That should help with the empty stomach at least. We do have a grape as well. But that should be good enough for filling our stomach a little. We can eat the grape as well. We have the mustard. I think we can eat the mustard as well if we need to. Yeah, we can eat the mustard as well at some point if we need to. Now we will take the wheelbarrow with us for a moment. Run over to the other end of town with it so we are closer to the safe zone. And then we begin looting the city a little more. Before we head into going to the safe zone at some point. As you can see, the wheelbarrow do provide some space. That was loud. We do have a puppet over here. That's not great. She screamed. And screams can give hordes. So that's not great. Luckily it was only a C, some C1s she gave us, not C2s. There's another puppet over there. Now we're in trouble. Let's get out of here. And we're going to die. Good. I think this will be the end note for this episode. We know where our wheelbarrow is, and I know where we're going to get to if we want our items back. We can respawn anywhere. So let's do that, and then when we are on the ground again, we're going to start to search for ourselves next time. at least we got to see a lot, and we did lockpick, actually very successfully lockpick the cocker drop. I'm actually very satisfied with that, and we are all the way up here. So might take some time before we get to our own body, that's for sure. We're close to the trader zone up in C2. Actually, not the best when our body is all the way down in B4, but that's how it is. Then we will try to figure out and maybe find our items at some point. Now it's just all over again from the beginning. We could of course just run right down to our own body if we want to, or we can take it as an opportunity and try over once again next time. I hope you had a blast watching along. I had a blast making this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, follow, click the little bell for notifications, and hopefully see you around because Shield Maiden is out of here. Hey!